Today is September 9th, Tuesday, September 9th. We had no news today, so let me show you the Forex Factory. No news today, and if you have not seen my past videos, we are on a no trading for the month of September. Now the reason for this, aside from discipline in itself as well as stacking capital in my free time, September more than half of the time in the past on the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq has been negative, has been moving in a downtrend. And when I've done my past research of chart work and research overall, I see that September is a bearish downtrend consolidation, and therefore that is like the worst condition. Honestly, it's my least optimal condition, or the trader's least optimal condition. The trader that trades the current strategy that I trade. So, with all that out of the way, I'll show you the charts. So right here we are on the 5-minute time frame on the S&P 500. We have marked out our opening range, 15-minute high and 15-minute low. And on the Nasdaq, 15-minute high, 15-minute low. And what were we doing from last night into today, or yesterday into today? Yesterday was yesterday we had this yesterday we had this rally filling this gap from Friday. So on Friday we had this gap where price fell, slid down, and then Monday we started to rally up, filling that imbalance, and then price was consolidating. And then into today, we saw into New York session, New York Open, this just consolidation, a consolidating downtrend. But I mean, it's somewhat volatile when you consider the fact that we were consolidating inside orb, closed outside of orb, came back in, and then we came back out. So this wouldn't have been a poor entry to enter maybe on this candle closure. Enter short here, targeting recent draws to the downside. That could have been an opportunity, but I mean, we're pushing all-time highs overall. So that's pretty tough, honestly. And very, very similar to very similar to the Nasdaq. The S&P is very similar to the Nasdaq. The move today was, as you can see here, the very similar bearish candle closure. So this would have been the first move out. Price comes back up, comes back in, and then comes right back up. No closure above orb. And then we see 5-minute bearish candle closure outside of orb, where you would probably enter right here short. Like I said, targeting the recent draws to the downside. But that would have been the opportunity that I would have seen. 1025 still within the range. So from yesterday into today we are seeing Nvidia's making a recovery, which is pretty tough because I invested I think like 3 shares. I have 3 shares, and then this quantum computing company is making a rally now, which is pretty tough. 6%. That's significant. Um, let's go over to the Google Sheets. It was to V-shaped recovery, wasn't it? Fell outside of orb on the first move, came back in, and fell back out with um a strong candle indicating increase in volume before bearish candle closure outside of orb on the next move, which would have been point of entry. So let's go back here. So hypothetically, if we were to enter here, likely targeting equilibrium, short position on this 5-minute candle closure. Okay, 12 ticks would be sensational. So a 12 tick stop loss would be sensational. We would target a 12 as a 12 ticks as our first TP, and then the next take profit would have been down here. Realistically. This is if everything went according to plan. Today would have been a solid day for Orb. would have been a solid day for the orb. Okay. Perfect trader. I need to update this. Real trader is not trading during September. So going forward, perfect trader may trade on the no trade days. No, I wouldn't actually trade, but this is just as far as reflecting back because I do compare the results. I wasn't showing you, but I do compare the results um, as far as the perfect trader being the trader who trades the strategy, every strategy that I have worked on, going through each market open, that trader executing perfectly, regardless of emotions and human error. So it's nice to know because it's a possibility of what could I how what are the kind of returns that I could be seeing if I continue to refine my strategy. And it's significant. To become the perfect trader is impossible, but if I keep working towards it, I'll be a lot farther than I was when I started trading. My information might have been incorrect because, yeah, I had put trades instead of trade. All right, y'all boys. I plan on journaling. So journaling what's going on today, and then what else? Oh, I put in. I'm invested in XRP, and let me tell you. So I had received, or I had been on the phone. I was on the phone with one of my buddies, and he was telling me about how he had dumped some money into XRP. And I was doing my own technical analysis even while just talking to him. And I was trying to keep my mind open because, um, yeah, what? An ignorant man's a foolish man. So, what I was looking at was price action and what's been going on. So, what I've been seeing is that we've been making higher highs and higher lows. We've been in an uptrend, especially considering making all-time highs in July, and then we've been on or price likely touched equilibrium, rallying up, but the likelihood of it going to zero is pretty small, and each share is about like it's not very expensive. So amidst more things going on in the future regarding crypto, I felt for me to invest into Bitcoin to see a change. I feel like I'm not at the point where I want to invest in Bitcoin. And now when I say that, if you compare Bitcoin to XRP, Bitcoin's likely Bitcoin is stronger. It's been in the game longer and it's valued at higher, but they are both decentralized, a decentralized currency, right? Or a decentralized blockchain. I forget the specifics, whatever. But um, not only do I root for what it pushes, the fact that it's a decentralized system away from I feel like it's more secure, away from corruption. But I guess in and of itself, it's if it is decentralized, does it make it more vulnerable, or does it put it away from anything that could? I guess I really don't know. So, anyways, we had been pushing up. That's what I had seen, and over the last month, we've been in a downtrend, and it seems as though this is retracement because we broke structure to the downside, broke structure back to the upside, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that we've been making higher highs and higher lows. And when I look to the left, I see that we had been in a retracement area and broke out of that area of retracement, making all-time highs. And if you see here, it's similar movement. Again, I'm not looking to make $1 million off this, but I will accumulate riches along the way. That is for sure. So, all right, y'all boys, that encapsulates the trade recap for today, September 9th. And let me recap as far as what else is going on outside my life or outside of my trading plan. So, right now I'm looking for an apartment. My lease here ends on September 30th. With that being said, I've been looking for other places, and here, I don't know if it's everywhere. The fact that finding a place is really hit or miss. It's not like shopping for clothes. And I say that not even as a fucking joke, but as the fact that I wasn't familiar with the concept of um searching for a lease, but my experience has been hit or miss. As I said, I've reached out to a significant amount of places, but they end up replying with a like, yeah, I can't even summarize this shit, bro. I'm on like Zillow, and I'm just tapping or apply for a tour, apply for a tour, apply for a tour, and then maybe they don't hit me back, but maybe they do hit me back, and then they send me like an automated message about what's required. I say great. Maybe they don't hit me back after that, and then maybe they do hit me back. But likely they don't. That's been the experience so far. And then the ones that do are the ones that I actually call. I call, reach out to them. It makes sense that those would be the people that I get like highest retainment for. But I go see the apartment, and then I'm like, I get there, and there's other people coming to see it at the same time as me, and I'm like I said, I'm not familiar, so I wasn't sure if is this like a competition, like do I have to worry about them? So I was new to that. I go, understand, I gotta apply, and then you wait for them to verify or approve your application, and then they send you this. But then originally you pay this application fee, and it's a non-refundable fee. You pay it, could be $40, could be $80, could be $100, depending on the place. But it's a fucking process, and um, yeah, I've been going through that. So um, I saw a place yesterday. I liked it. I was like, bet. And then I realized I was like, yo, I want to be wake. So this place, it doesn't have a laundry machine, no dryer, no washer inside. It's just on the floor. So everyone on that floor is using that washer and dryer. And I was like, just thinking, like, I woke up this morning just at the thought of like, okay, well, that's super inconvenient, honestly. And what's just like, what if this washing machine breaks? Then I can't fucking wash my clothes, and then it seems like that's a variable that I'm not really excited to entertain. I probably prefer not to. So um, I applied to that place though because I was under the sense of urgency, which I got to be out by the 30th. So there is a slight sense of urgency, but learned my lesson, paid the tuition bill yesterday for that mistake of just hopping in and then realizing that it's not really optimal to just hop in. It's got to be the right one, and the right one being minimal, minimal cons versus my pros. So with that being said, I got cut off work tonight, which was tough. And then that captures the movement. Yeah. I'm going to see y'all boys tomorrow. We have core PPI 8:30. We'll see what happens.